What's up everyone, this is Kay, and my 1/7 scale Aniplex Alice figure finally came. It took a while. I know Japan had it in stock for quite some time, but I ordered from my US site, so it took a lot longer than I thought. Regardless, it looks wonderful. I do have some complaints. I was a bit hesitant about getting this figure because I'm not a huge SAO fan, but I do like the character design. Xenon is still #1 SAO waifu, by the way, just putting it out there, but you do get an alternative face. I really do like the painting for the eye patch. You do see some white painting on the black, and for sculpting, there is some wrinkles on the cloth, so I like the extra effort they put in. Although the face does look a bit weird in my opinion. Same for the default face, I don't know, it's just something about it that's just off in my opinion. But regardless, I'm not going to use the eye patch face because she really had it on for too long in the anime. I'm just gonna keep it as it is right now. I really do like how they designed the base. Yellow highlights on the outer layer of the base. Towards the middle, it's like a pearl white. And you have her name, of course. And right here is the flowers, or her, what was the technique called? Her enhanced armament, or release recollect. It's something about her sword ability, basically. These are her flowers. So, like I said, I really do like the design of the base. Sculpting for the sword looks great. I've always been a fan of SAO sword designs. I guess that's part of the title, of course, but in general, I do like the design. But if I recall, I thought her sword was supposed to be gold. I could be wrong. Matter of fact, I thought her armor was supposed to be a metallic gold. But as you see here, it's more so like a mustard yellow, a dark mustard yellow. But there is some nice shine to it, some nice gloss. So I do appreciate that. I just gotta double check because I thought it was supposed to be gold, but I could be wrong. This could be anime accurate, it may not be, I don't know. I mean, I could just easily search it up on Google, but I'm a bit lazy right now. So the sculpting for the hair does look good, especially on the back, but I would appreciate a bit more shading to it. It looks a bit plain. Now, I do like that for a few strands of her hair on the sides. It's more of a translucent coloring, so I really like that. It kind of differentiates itself from the overall hair painting, so I always appreciate that. But again, I think they could have went with a few shading on her hair, especially towards the top. Let me show you real quick. Adjust my camera, especially towards the top. It just looks a bit plain, but the sculpting looks good. Individually strands of hair, especially towards the back, and again, it's a bit translucent, so I do like that a lot. Now, one thing I have to praise about this figure is the sculpting for the armor. I know her arms are kind of covering it, but let's say her shoulder armors to the side, everything about it is beautifully sculpted. Matter of fact, you know this gold coloring or gold painting on the side of the armor? I thought her, or the overall armor coloring would be this color, now that I look at it, but more metallic tone, but I could be wrong again. But the sculpting for the cape looks good. I could go for a bit more wrinkles on the back, but it's alright. It looks really nice because she's in a dynamic pose, so sometimes sculpting, I guess, capes or fabrics while a character's in dynamic or a attacking position is a bit difficult. Like I said, I could use a bit more wrinkles and folds on the back because it's a bit flat. Obviously, it curves a bit, but a bit more wrinkles would have been a lot better. But the painting does look good. There is some shading on the edges, and I guess her dress? Would that be your dress? I guess her dress. All these individually individual lines sculpted onto her dress looks really good and does have somewhat of a shine on the painting as well. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but she does have her scabbard attached. Now, it doesn't look good in my opinion, the painting itself, because I thought it's the same coloring as her blade, but they're two totally different colors. Regardless, it looks alright. I mean, towards the top, the design, it's nicely sculpted. Other than that, different coloring like I mentioned, but it's hard to see. Now, for the face, like I mentioned already, it does look a bit awkward in my opinion. Again, it could just be me. Towards this side, it looks a lot more like Alice, but when she's facing forward, it looks a bit weird, or to the, was it the right, or the other side basically, it does look a bit awkward. Now, I think it could maybe be the cheeks being a bit too wide, because I thought she had more of a sharper face. I could be wrong again. I do like the glossy coloring for the head guard. Has a nice shine to it, so I always appreciate that. And the sculpting's pretty good, actually. Like the details in the middle. And finally, towards the middle, this design right here looks really good. I like how they kind of use white brushes to paint over it a bit. So it adds a bit more design to it instead of just a plain flat blue coloring. So overall, I really like this figure. Again, I just gotta double check with the armor, even though if it's not anime accurate. I thought it was gold, metallic gold, but it looks good. Again, I think it's the glossy shine to it that made it look a lot better. Because if they use a matte finish, it would look very dull. So for a quick size comparison, this is a comparison with a 1/8 scale Asuna figure. And finally, here's a side-by-side comparison with a 1/7 scale Saber figure, and they actually look pretty good next to each other. I know a lot of people are saying Alice is sort of like Saber in SAO. So my final thoughts on this figure, I like it a lot actually, because I have to admit, I was having a bit of a buyer's remorse when this shipped out to me. I pre-ordered this figure a while ago, and when my payment cleared automatically, I was like, shit, maybe I should have canceled it. Because, I'll be honest, Alice is not one of my favorite characters. I actually don't really have a lot of favorite characters in this show, besides Shion. Is it Shion or Sinon? I have to double check. I can't believe I don't remember her name. Because she has a sniper rifle, and I love her design. And I do like the her goddess form in the Alicization arc. I definitely want to get a figure of her whenever they release it. But going back to this figure, the biggest highlight is the sculpting. It looks wonderful, and the dynamic pose, the battle ready pose as I would call it, because it's very unique compared to the standard, you know, characters just standing upright holding a weapon in hand. I think that's kind of boring, so something different is always appreciated. Now, I just checked the other Alice's figures. I think it was the Genko one? I forgot the manufacturer's name. I believe it was Genko. They're 1/8 scale Alice. Their painting for the armor is metallic gold. And then there's another figure of Alice. I believe it was 1/7 scale. I forgot the company. It's coming out next year. And they also have a metallic gold painting on the armor. So I think Aniplex was either being cheap and they didn't want to use a metallic gold for her armor, or they just wanted to do something a bit different. But I just want to let you guys know so you can decide whether or not you want to buy this one or you want to buy a different Alice figure. But generally, I really do like this. I guess the buyer's remorse is gone now after having it in front of me. So I say pick this figure up if you're a huge Alice fan. I know there are a lot of fans of her. And or if you're just an SAO fan in general, I would recommend this. Special thanks to all my patrons for your support, and hit that thumbs up if you like the video. I will be moving all my future figure unboxing videos to this channel, so subscribe if you haven't yet. Till next time everyone, take care.